Hi everyone, it's Tiffany with Ready Set Create. Welcome back to my 12 by 12 Days of Christmas. I'm showing you 12 days of tips, tricks, and techniques for your holiday scrapbook layouts. Today is day 4. Let's get started. For this layout, I was inspired by the song Joy to the World, and I'll show you what I mean when I get to my title. But I am starting with my Creative Memories circle punch, and I am punching half circles. So I'm just going along the edge and I'm punching about halfway. It's not perfectly precise, but about half circles, just going along the edge of the paper. And I need quite a few. I'm not exactly sure how many, so I'm going to do 2 sides of the paper. I'll have to go back and punch out a few more, but for now, 2 sides of the paper will get me started. And now I'm grabbing just a piece of white paper and I'm cutting this to 6 1/4 so that I have room to put 4x6 photos, and this will be like the mat for my 4x6 photos. And the paper I'm using tonight is from an older Christmas collection. I have a tote with all of my older collections, so I don't actually know the name of it, but the blue background is from it, and then the mustard color that I punch the circles out of, that's also from this older Christmas collection. So I'm just going to adhere this white piece of paper down, aligning it over on the left-hand side. And now I just turned it so that it was horizontal and I could set up my circles. I'm going to be creating a jumbo faux scalloped border. So I'm marking at the 6-inch point on both sides so that I start building my border in the center and working my way out. I've done it before where I've started either at the top or the bottom, and it ends up uneven because I end up with a circle kind of hanging off the edge. This way I'll have a circle hanging off the edge on both ends, and it will be a little bit more even. And I'm tucking each one just a tiny bit underneath the white and trying to line them up the best I can so that they're even, but just kind of eyeballing it. If you wanted to be more precise with it, you could certainly draw a light pencil line where you want the tops of your circles to hit, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and you see this circle is going to hang off the end a little bit, and I'll trim that off afterwards. So now I'm going to work my way to the left, building the rest of that scallop. And that one hangs off the end a little bit too. Now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side, starting from that center circle, just lining it up with the mark that I made. And this would certainly be a good opportunity to use your repositionable if you're unsure of lining it up. I didn't even think about it. I have done this technique so many times. It's one of my favorites. I love a scalloped border. I have a bunch of punches in different sizes of scallops, but doing a jumbo border like this, I always have fun with that too. And I noticed that center circle was just popping up a little bit higher than the rest, so I just readjusted it, and now I do have to punch out a few more half circles just to finish up my border. You could also punch full circles and cut them in half. I just think that this actually saves a step by punching right along the edge. You have nice clean lines and your circles are nice and even. I really like the other side of that paper, that black and white buffalo check. So I will definitely be using that for a layout this season. I don't know how I missed it last time around. So now I'm just going to flip it over and trim the tiniest little excess that's hanging off the end. Now this is where the Joy to the World inspiration came from. I wanted to do a title where the O of the word was an icon or an embellishment or something. I've done this quite a bit. I've spelled Halloween with a pumpkin as the O in Halloween. I did a soccer layout with the O in soccer being a soccer ball. It's just a fun way to add a little bit of interest to your title. So this card that I have here is from that same collection. It's a Variety Mat card that had ornaments, and they have a faint line on them for journaling. So I'm going to cut out that round ornament, just going to fussy cut it with my microtip scissors and use that as the O, and I'm going to spell out joy. The other card, I'm going to use the to the world part. And now I'm just deciding, because it's printed on both sides, one horizontally, one vertically, and one's a little bit smaller than the other. So I'm just trying to decide how big I want my title to be. I just want to use the to the world portion of that card. So I ended up deciding on the bigger portion, and I'm going to trim that so that I can use just the to the world part. Sorry, I didn't realize that my fussy cutting was off camera. So I'm going to corner around those edges of the world, and then I'm going to use my scissors to just do a fishtail at the other end. Just make a little banner. This is a great way to use your Variety Mat cards. I always buy the cards that come with the collection because I will often use them for my journaling, for my titles, and I cut them apart like this more often than not. I will mat photos with them. I get a lot of use out of the Variety Mats. So then I cut out the to the, and then I'm going to layer that over world a little bit. And now the whole plan was I wanted to use these jumbo gold stickers. I just love how shiny they are. And I can't find a J or a Y. I think I'm missing the sheets. And I guess I used the Ys already. So I need to run to the store and buy more. I got these at Dollar General. They're in like the stationery section for making posters. But I love using these big jumbo stickers. They're very, very shiny. So no J and no Y. So now I need to go into my stash and see what I have. Just kind of quickly on the fly, because my plan didn't work. So I keep all my letters stored in this jumbo magazine holder. I have them divided. My first one is all blues, greens, and I have like a piece of cardboard in between the colors. I don't have any jumbo letters though. I thought maybe those, but the background of the layout is already blue, so that just wasn't going to work. So I put away those, and I brought out my next bin, which has my blacks and whites and things like that. And I thought maybe there might be something in that bin. So there's my blacks, whites, browns. And I'm going to grab a set that you can't really see what they are on camera, but it's a set of jumbo white letters that I think will work well. And I just need to get my pieces of my title attached so that I can build my letters. So I just stuck world down flat on the layout, but I'm going to use a piece of foam behind the little piece that says to the, just to pop that up a little bit over world. Just trimmed a little piece of craft foam, stuck that on the back, and I'm just adding a little bit of liquid adhesive. And I'm going to overlap that just a tiny bit. And now I can adhere my ornament down. Oh, no, I'm going to put foam on the back of that one too. So this is a little bit trickier because I need a circle, but I'm going to trim this until I get it to be small enough to fit on that ornament. Just keep trimming, just keep trimming. And that ornament not only will be the O in my title, but I can also do my journaling right on there. And this is going to be a pretty generic layout. I'm not sure what I will use it for, but it will work for all sorts of Christmassy kinds of things. So I really like how these letters are, and I think they actually end up being better than the gold would have been. And so I'm just kind of tucking those under the ornament a little bit just to spell out joy to the world. And I've got my ruler. What am I doing with this? Oh, I'm going to draw just kind of like a gold line to be a hanger for the ornament. So I'm just going to use my gold pen to draw that nice line there. And grabbing my scrap paper that I keep stored underneath my mat so that I can just draw a quick gold outline around the whole layout. I love doing this technique. It's a very simple, very subtle, but it really makes a nice difference. And especially on a holiday layout, it just gives it a little bit something extra. And very easy to do, just running a thick end of a marker along the edge. And so the Creative Memories gold and silver metallic markers work really well for this technique. And this is a very simple layout, but it just needs a little bit something extra. So I'm grabbing those gold stickles and I'm just going to add a couple little spots of gold in 3 areas.